Hello, happy new year, and welcome to Allegedly Astrology. This is a podcast where we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history. And this is a little mini-sode we do where we take current events that are trending and we do a quick chart breakdown on it. This is our first episode of 2026, just me and Dana today. So, Dana, how are you feeling about 2026 so far?
Well, I am on bed rest and still I am quite hopeful. I'm excited for this new year, way more excited than I was for 2025. And I was excited for 2025. I love the new year. I love making resolutions and being excited about it. So yeah, I'm fucking thrilled. I'm really excited.
Yay. I love that.
How about you? What are you feeling? You have a lot of big things happening this year too.
Yes, I'm moving this year in a few months across the US. I feel like that's like the biggest thing. I feel like when I quickly looked at my solar return chart, it is like just so moving
Yeah,
for a job.
I looked at it too. It's like so dead on, yeah. Which we love.
But enough about us. What are we talking about today?
Ashely Tisdale's Mean Moms article.
Yes. Oh my God.
Which I read.
Yes, I read her original blog and then I also read.
I didn't read the original blog, so I'm excited to learn about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I read the
very
cut one.
Similar.
Okay.
So for all of those who are unaware, Ashely Tisdale, now her last name is French because she got married, but we're going to call her Ashely Tisdale because that's how we know and remember her. She is a former Disney star. She was on the Sweet Lives of Zach and Cody. She played Sharpay in High School Musical, which is probably one of the most formative, iconic moments of most of our lives. And
Sharpay is such a they really did her dirty naming her character that.
Yeah, it's like a dog's name.
Yeah. You're a dog breed.
So Ashely, I think at the beginning of the year or shortly before the beginning of the year, she wrote an essay on her blog. And the original post was called, "You're Allowed to Leave Your Mom's Group." And it was about leaving a mom group that turned toxic. And basically she said, like, she found a group of moms who she really respected. They were like also in Hollywood adjacent. They had children around her age. They also had businesses. They were successful. And she just needed a group where she could talk about like potty training while you're a working mom and stuff like that. So initially it started well, but then she realized it was like a little catty, like moms talked about other moms in the group when those moms weren't there. People would have their own text threads separately. And there was just like cliques forming within the larger group. And not everybody would get invited to events. So she started to feel bad about herself and not getting invited. So she decided to leave it. And that's blog post number 1 from her blog. Overall, in general, it was pretty she didn't name anyone. She just kind of was like, this was my experience. Dana, what do you think? Just from
I have some notes on the cut article, but based on hearing that, sure, I'm not a mom. There are a lot of things I don't have. And one thing astrology has taught me is that you can look at someone's chart and understand why they're having that experience, whereas to me, that sounds ridiculous, but I have a really lucky, great 11th house. So I guess just blessed in different ways.
Ooh, yeah, that's something we should definitely look at in her chart once we get to it. So after that happened, allegedly, all these people were DMing her and were like, I feel so seen. The blog started getting a little bit of buzz. But then she did a follow-up for the cut called Breaking Up with My Toxic Mom Group, where she kind of doubled down. Like the article was just kind of like, yeah, I wrote a blog article and it blew up. So now I'm rewriting it again. But this time I'm adding a little bit more detail. So again, she just talked about distancing herself from a mean girl celebrity mom group. Again, she said she felt left out. They would all get together and hang out and post that they were hanging out to their Instagram, but she never got an invite. So she sent her group text a message that said she was leaving because it was too high school.
An insane message to just send out of the blue.
I know.
It was wild. I took notes on things I just don't like about her in her article.
Yeah. Do you want to say it?
Sure. So I thought in the first paragraph, she says, she attempts to condescend when calling her haters, she, like, uses the word wannabe sleuths, which is so, like, I'm up here and you're down there. It's like these people are internet sleuths. It's sort of what exists now. Just, like, calling someone a wannabe internet sleuth isn't that much worse than calling them an internet sleuth, you know what I mean? Adding wannabe
Yes.
to that isn't that degrading. People have accepted
And
their roles.
and for context, the sleuthing comes from the fact that because she did not name any names, the internet does what the internet does now, which is tries to figure out through a group effort who the moms were, and it was pretty easy to figure out who they were, but we'll get to that in a second. What other notes do you have?
I felt I felt for her when she talked about basically how much she liked the moms in her group, but it seemed like she admired them too much for the wrong reasons, and therefore putting them on a pedestal, which looking at her chart, then I sort of realized, like, I don't know, it just seems like you value these people for shallow reasons. They're all celebrities, I'm sure, they're all famous. They all have, like, it makes sense that I don't know, it just also was related to, like, her not thinking that she was cool or whatever. She also,
Well,
this really annoyed me, did not take accountability for her algorithm, which made her sound so dumb to me.
oh, yeah, because she does talk in the article, she mentions that, like, every time she was left out, she would see the Instagram stories
It's
of
like, you're
them.
stalking them, so yeah.
But why don't we just talk about her chart right now? And then we could,
Okay,
like, circle back to, like, what was going on when the article was
cool.
released a little later.
First of all, the beginning of paragraph 3, I was like, "Is she a Cancer sun?" And lo and behold, she is.
Yeah.
So, she was born on July 2nd, 1985 at 2:10 AM in Neptune, New Jersey, and she has a Cancer sun, a Capricorn moon, and a Taurus rising. So, Taurus rising, she also has her North node conjunct her rising, which can be, added pressure, sometimes self-obsession, and she has Venus in Taurus as well, so her chart ruler is in her 1st house. So, she's cute, she's appealing, but also Taurus is a sign that if I'm talking about their darker qualities, let's say, they can value people based on sort of shallow criteria, I guess, which in a lot of ways, I think we could take a lot of notes from in terms of, like, not, being too empathetic for losers, but it sort of can make them fawn over people who, for whatever reason, they think are above them, you know? And then a Cancer sun is, like, sort of obsessed with inclusion, but also can be very exclusive themselves, and she also has her Mars in Cancer, so I get being defensive, like, I have my Mars in Cancer too. It's a defensive placement that you really have to work on, and hers is in her 3rd house, her son's in her 3rd house, she really wants to have, like, a group of close friends, but maybe she just
Ah,
doesn't,
yeah.
and she has Jupiter in Aquarius, which can be tough, and it rules her 11th house. So her 11th house ruler is in the 12th house from it. So I think she also doesn't realize how she comes off to people all the time.
All of this stuff, I feel like, seems to be supported, like, I think she says in her cut article actually that, she always kind of felt left out because being a Disney star, she always had to be tutored, so she never really had, like, a tight group of friends, so I think she's, like, hypersensitive
I
to
thought she
it
said
and,
she did
like
go to normal high school.
oh, I thought it said something about let me see.
I thought she said people assumed she was tutored, but she actually did go to normal high school and people left her out. But I assume she did have to get tutored a
Oh,
lot. I assume you're right too. Like she must have had to have gotten tutored on set when she was right. But also everything you just said, she has Chiron in Gemini, which it could be like social anxiety, not feeling left out in her 2nd house of self-esteem. So yeah, that's totally.
yeah, yes, you are correct. I think I read that, like, when because I acted
I
as a
reread that
child, I
sentence too.
had yeah. So she did have a regular high school experience where she was trying to figure herself out,
I don't
so
at any point in high school I was like, I should figure myself out. It's like,
I
not
mean,
to
I guess
sound so dumb.
everyone's trying to, like, find themselves, but, like,
I felt like
I
I found myself at Jonquil Park.
I am interested in, like, what you said about it probably hard for her to, like, make friends or see how she comes off. I also as a Cancer moon, I feel like sometimes the way because Cancers have, like, such a hard shell, but, like, a soft little inside, is I feel like a lot of times when a Cancer is upset, you almost, like, have a hard exterior, so you either, like, just shut people out or else you, like, pinch people. So it's even like when you're hurt, you like kind of go after them. You like don't tell people you're hurt. You just keep it inside unless they see you cry. But I feel like that to
Hmm.
me is like what the article is kind of being like, I'm gonna tell you I'm upset, even if I'm sure her text was like hilarious to them in
She
terms of
quoted
coming out
it.
of nowhere.
It was the craziest sentence. It was like,
Oh, the high school thing,
yeah, just
yeah.
one day she just can you imagine in any of our group texts if someone just got out of it and you also like, I don't know, like I said, I have a nice 11th house. We're all really fortunate to have a really cool like friend group that probably not everyone gets to experience, like, our friends.
Yeah.
But that just made it so alien to me. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I
Well,
almost made me long
also
for that sort of drama, like, I
yeah, like, it is true that, like, when a group of, like, women or girls get together, depending on the number too, like, someone is going to get left out, that's just, like,
You
how
think?
it was. Yes, for me in, like, elementary school, we only had, like, 5 girls in my class, and, like, somebody was always left out. Everyone got a turn kind of being, like, excluded from the group. It just kind of like, it just kind of depended, like, how long your, like, social isolation would last, but it happened to everyone.
I
So,
had 2 incidences of that in my life, and both of them made me stronger and a less shallow person, I think. Made me a better friend.
well, maybe I am just, like, a broken person, but I
No,
just
you're
feel
a
like
wonderful person and a
within
great friend.
thank you. But I just feel like in group dynamics, like, no matter where you are, if you're in a group with a group text, odds are other people in the group text are gonna hang out
Oh, sure, sure, yeah.
without you. Like,
Yeah.
friendships form, like, different people, like, get closer. It's like, yeah, there's gonna be outside of, like, the 10-person group text,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, you're gonna have a text with 3 other people. You're gonna have a text, like, it'll be like, you and
And a lot of times it's the
you, me and
courtesy
Elise,
to other people
me and
to have your
Elise.
side conversation, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's and also, like, our friends who have kids, like, sometimes they'll have a party and I don't get invited, and I have not once been like, "Aw." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh, they're
Well, yeah,
having,
like
like, kid time."
yeah, like, sometimes there's, like, reasons why you don't invite people, or also too, it's like, if you're not getting invited to these things, sometimes you have to say, "Oh, I wonder why what I'm doing that's not making me get invited. Am
Exactly.
I being weird? Am I just working too much, so I haven't put, like, much effort into this group?" Like, there could be a bunch of different reasons. But the way she kind of painted the story, though, is, she kind of says, like, they're not bad people, but it was kind of angled as, like, this is a high school style bullying situation that was leaving her out. So, again, the internet sleuth, they found photos of her with celebrity moms. Honestly, it's a real ragtag group of people. It was, like, Hilary Duff, Mandy Moore, and then Megan Trainor, and this article has truly made the internet go wild. There's also a ton of debate because, everyone needs content now
Mhm.
to keep it going, so everybody's talking about it. So, people are asking, like, was the article a hit piece? Was it authored by, like, an oblivious and disgruntled one-time member of a friend group? Or is this, like, some sort of, like, societal battle cry for young moms trying to push for, like, a healthier way to, like, relate to each other? But I mean, to me, if she just wrote the blog, that's one thing, but the fact that she then, once it got big, did an article follow-up for the cut is why I think
Mhm.
it's like she's finding her, like, little, 10 seconds of fame again right now. Because
Sort of
like
projecting outward to make something personal seem, like, universal or more
yeah.
common. Yeah, I mean, if we're making it about astrology, I think if you have Cancer placement everyone has or wherever Cancer is in your chart. Cancer just I think it's always important to, like, examine what you take personally. That's just, I think, what I would assume is good for everyone. I just have Cancer Mars, so I know it's good for me.
Oh, damn.
But, like, oh, like, why am I taking this personally? And, like, what can I do to make it sort of less about me and more like, it's so self-centered. It
Yeah.
I mean, and she has a Leo Mercury, which isn't always a self-centered placement, but she also has it like, it's ruled by her sun, which is also in the 12th house of her Mercury, so she might not even realize that she's sort of really centering herself in group dynamics.
Yes. No, that does make sense. And I mean, it is universal. Like at one point in our lives, at some point, you're going to feel left out.
Sure.
So I do think it's like people are relating to it. I also think like being a mom and even finding like a group of friends, like when you're out of college as you get older, is also hard. So to find a group of friends during an age when it is kind of hard to find a group of friends and then you feel like they're like not what you were hoping for, like that's hard. But I also think we don't need to write a cut article about it.
Or it would be in if it was, it could be, like, a bunch of different experiences. I don't know. I don't know that I would be that interested in reading that at all. But yeah, no, I
I
mean,
get I guess the thing that's weird to me about the cut article is like she's not saying much in it. She's kind of just like explaining why she wrote the blog.
it's one of
And
those things
then
where she reveals a lot about herself that I don't think she intends to, which is that she really
yeah.
cares about Instagram. Which is that her life would be improved if she deleted the app Instagram from her phone and
But
had or, like,
also
hired someone to manage her Instagram account. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I like that she said after she says this is too high school for me and I don't want to take part in it anymore. It didn't exactly go over well. And then she
Because it was
said,
a
sure.
crazy thing to just say.
Said, sure, I could have just disappeared without explanation, and that would have allowed all of us to convince ourselves that we simply drifted apart. But from the feedback I've received since I started talking about this, I know I'm far from the only mother who's been brought to tears by members of a group that's supposed to lift everyone up. I had more than one friend reach out and say, "You are so brave." I'm, like, fascinated by her
I
now.
know,
Like, now I
same.
wanna, like,
She's so
dive
cool.
deeper into, like, her content. Like, I wanna do everything.
Read the whole
This
blog, yeah. Oh my
but
god, maybe we should just have a side podcast where we just read her blog entries.
honestly, we could, because there's also a theory that, a lot of Hollywood or, like, what we think about Hollywood is liberal, and I'm pretty sure her husband is pretty Republican and is always, like, posting about Republican things. So there's
You
this
guys are
theory that,
famous,
like
get offline.
so there's this theory that, like, she might have been getting a little bit more, like, right-leaning, and also she has, like, a company, like a wellness company, so maybe she's getting into Make America Healthy Again territory, so that could be, like, a reason why.
I was
Like,
wondering what her
she
company was when she said that she also had a company. She was like, "We all have companies." And I was like, "Wow." I mean,
her company's called, like, Frenchie.
oh, okay.
Because her last name I think it's because her last name is, like,
Oh,
French.
and she was Sharpay, so we're gonna keep up with the dog breed theme.
Yeah, I think so,
Alright.
but, I mean, it's lifestyle. Like, literally, it's like how to ethically use Palo Santo is, like, the first thing
Wait,
on
are
her
you fucking
blog.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, she's, like, a wellness person.
Sure, I don't want her to stop posting. I want her to I'm like you said, I'm gonna go do a deep dive. I'm excited. I love her.
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of very interesting
Like what?
blog
Anymore?
posts. It's like, "FYI, your nervous system isn't the enemy." And it's like, "What?"
Yeah. Thank you for my information. Okay.
So, okay, let's talk about what was going on when the article was released and
Okay.
how it affected her.
So this was January 1st, 2026, and the sun was in Capricorn, the moon was in Gemini. And okay, so just like the first thing I noticed is that Saturn is transiting her 11th house, and Saturn removes things.
Oh.
The 11th house is about friendship. So, and like groups association. So, this is sort of like she identified, as a part of this mom group, and it removed her from that. And she's also doing so publicly for an audience, which is what's going on here. And then Mercury was in Sagittarius at the final degree. It's anaretic, it's in her 8th house. So, this is like communicating about secrets, breakdowns, and ending relationships. And it's Neptune in Pisces. So it's also like, okay, but what are you talking about? And also, who are you talking about? Like, it's like this nebulousness of like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
And also, like, it's preachy, which 'cause Mercury and Sagittarius can be. It's also funny, which she certainly was. The moon is in Gemini, the sign of friends, and it's in her natal second house of self-esteem. So she's emoting about that. And that's really what sort of like the focal center of all of it is. Like, that's it's like self-esteem o'clock
Yeah.
on her self watch, her body
And it got the
clock.
people talking.
It got the
Moon and
people
Gemini.
talking. And then Uranus is in Taurus in her first house of self, conjunct her natal Venus. And Venus is her chart ruler. Venus is the planet of like connection. Uranus is making her like, totally pop off. It's also making her see the world in a new way. So I hope hopefully she's reevaluated. And this is me being preachy. Okay, so my preach to her is I hope she reevaluates how she values other people because it weirded me out a little bit in a way that it didn't seem beneficial for her and it doesn't seem beneficial for relationships in general. It sort of seemed there was something that I just felt off about it. I guess it's just like she puts people on pedestals above her, and it's like, why would you do that? You're Ashley Tisdale.
Yeah.
And also Uranus in her first house is trining her ninth house midheaven. So she is like, it's preaching, it's getting your message out. It's a surprise message that's also reaching a lot of people. It sounded like a lot of people called her brave. And then
It's true.
Jupiter is in Cancer, which is a sign of her sun, Mars, and IC. So this is giving her confidence to reveal her secrets. It's also putting a very defensive placement on offense, which is Cancer Mars, which is I guess me right now, being mean, some might say. And then it was building to the full moon in Cancer, which is on January 3rd. And it's opposite her natal full moon. So she has her moon in Capricorn, her sun in Cancer, and at this time it was right before the sun was in Capricorn and the moon was in Cancer. So it's also it's AKA the solar opposition, her lunar opposition, and her Mars opposition because Mars was in Capricorn too. So this is her versus the people. Oppositions are about other
Ah.
people. It's also in a lot of ways her versus herself, which she does seem like transparent about, I thought. She's not like pretending that she's not going on Instagram, which I guess at the end of the day, I flipped on that. I do admire someone being like, I'm very famous, and yet I'm scrolling Instagram and having feelings about it. And then I hope here, Ashely, because you seem to Google yourself and if you might listen to this, get really into Twitter because it'll make you so mentally ill that you'll never want to go on Instagram again. It's very fun.
No.
I
It's like
love
the
Twitter.
worst social media
Oh my God, it's so
platform.
fun. And then Pluto in Aquarius is transiting her 10th house. So this is power moves in public and also the destruction of groups.
Oh. Something I'm interested about in her chart too is like that Capricorn moon, because normally I feel like a Capricorn moon would be like more subtle about their emotions or a little bit more rational, but also her like that Neptune is like right on it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I wonder
And
how
she's
she
from Neptune, New
processes.
Jersey, which is so crazy.
Yeah, no, when I saw that, I was like, interesting.
Yeah, and the moon's the home. So that's pretty cool in terms of nominative determinism. Oh, one more thing I could say
So,
about her is that she has Saturn in her 7th house, which does make relating hard for her. So I have,
oh,
you know, it's not on her imagination. She's not imagining things.
she
No,
is
no woman has ever
not
imagined
getting
anything,
along with
to be honest.
people.
Yeah.
It's not in your head. No one likes you. So, when we think about the alleged moms, there was Hilary Duff, Megan Trainor, Mandy Moore. They've all been brought into this. At the time, there really was no actual proof of it. It was just like people digging stuff up. But then Hilary Duff's husband made a post that mimicked Ashley's photo on the Cut article because she's like sitting in a certain way wearing a black shirt and he like recreated it. Which to me, like ever since Real Housewives, it's like whenever husbands get
Yeah,
involved in their wives' drama, I'm automatically just like, can you not? Like, this is just you being desperate for attention. But
truly.
he posted it. The photo again had him posing the exact same way in a black shirt. He put the Cut logo on it and said, "A mom group tell all through a father's eyes. When you're the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers."
Okay, he's such a loser, and he just proved her right. Like, how dumb could you be?
I mean, I do think that line that he wrote, though, kind of talk to some of the stuff you said about her chart,
Sure,
though.
sure. He's an
Like, being
astrologer.
self-obsessed, like the North Node in her first house on her ascendant. Also, just, like, her not realizing how she comes off to people. So, him doing this basically confirmed the theory that of who these women in the mom group were. So, Hilary Duff is having a moment because of this. So, what's going on in her chart?
She was born on September 28th, 1987 at 5:36 p.m. in Houston, Texas, and she has a Libra sun, Sagittarius moon, and a Pisces rising. So, the North Node in Pisces is transiting her first house along with Saturn and Neptune. So the North Node increases interest. Her name is trending. Like societally, the North Node is what's trending. Saturn is darkness, and Neptune, it's like, is it her or isn't it her? I didn't know that her husband was that embarrassing. So I guess I didn't know that he like just admitted it, you know? Saturn's also opposite her natal Mars. So this is sort of like in her Mars is in her seventh house. So she will offend people. It's also, I guess, having a husband that's, like, going to war for you in a situation that
Oh, yeah.
like, just makes it more obvious that it was about you, you know? Although I think she does have, like, a new album out, so maybe it's like that.
That's what I was
Um,
thinking of too, like, she's in back in pop culture, like and so it makes sense that the North Node
for
is
sure.
there.
And then the Sun in Capricorn, along with Mars and Venus, is it's transiting her 11th house of friends, so it's like a spotlight, it's about connection, it's also getting attacked by someone you knew from a former coalition. The moon in Gemini, it's conjunct her natal IC, so it's gossip about her private life, and I'm not sure whether or not she asked for it. I had gossip that she didn't ask for, but maybe she was really excited about it. I don't know. Maybe she she also thought it was, fun and interesting. And then Mercury at 29 degrees in Sagittarius in her 10th house of publicity. It's conjunct her Uranus, the planet of surprise. So she's, getting some random publicity,
You know, the
which
group chat right now is popping off. I
I
wish I
know.
was in that group chat right now,
I
because
same.
they're talking so much shit. They're just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this bitch. Are you serious?" Even Mandy Moore is swearing,
Wait.
and I don't believe she's ever sworn in her life. But, like, what a weird group of friends. Like, Mandy Moore and Megan Trainor? Like, what?
It's like 3 pop stars who are very niche. 3 very niche pop stars.
Yes. But I
And Ashley Tisdale.
would yeah. Remember when Mandy Moore wasn't she married to Ryan Adams?
Oh, yeah. He was like a psycho, I thought, right?
Yeah, he was, like,
Or
really
was she
mean
married
to
to Ryan
her.
Cabrera? Or both?
No.
Ryan Cabrera
Let's
was
see.
Ashley Simpson.
I don't think they were married, though.
Yeah, I think they
She
just
was just,
dated
like,
as,
there.
like, teenagers.
Yeah, she was married to Ryan Adams for, like, 5 years. More you know.
More you know.
Anything else to add about this little chart?
Not really. I wish them well.
Thank you. So do I. Meanwhile, plenty of commenters have rallied around Ashely. They're like, "We also are bullied. We also have been snubbed." So, she's getting support. Other people are like, I feel like are more like us, like, "Please, what is wrong with you? Like, why did you do this?" Important to note, Haley Duff, Hilary Duff's sister, who allegedly is, like, in a beef with Hillary, liked the Instagram posts promoting her essay about leaving the group, so
Ooh.
shade. So overall, just, like, here's some more celeb drama in the news in 2026 and less politics, Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
I
that
want
will change, but I'm hoping
mm,
it will.
I like doing an article, a cut essay about someone's personal life. This is fun for me. I
But,
hope it is
like,
fun for
an
everyone
essay
else.
that says nothing really. Like, it is an essay about nothing. It's an essay
It's an
about a
essay about
blog post.
about a woman learning that, like, you don't have to care about what people are doing on Instagram. Oh, like a
Yeah, at
38-year-old
its
being like,
core,
"Well, maybe," or
and that
40-year-old.
you could just tell a group chat you're leaving the group chat before you leave the group chat, but, like, she waited to see the responses.
Yeah, I do think it's much I mean, I don't wanna say the word respect. I just think it preserves your soul when you just leave things quietly.
I also think in my, like, dream, like, way that this all went down. It's like nobody, like no one really knowing there was a problem, and then they're all just,
Same.
like, doing their mom things in their, like, big kitchens with their huge islands, and, like, all of a sudden their phone goes off and they look and it's just, like, her going off about how
Same.
this is, like,
That's
so
exactly
high
what I imagined
school, and they're
too.
all, like, blindsided. They're
Yeah.
like, "What is she talking about?" And then I wish I was there the day that the cut article came out,
And they all, yeah, posted
and
it.
they
So
all had to were like,
someone posted
"What?"
it.
Yeah, and then someone posted in the group chat, Megan Trainor, I feel like for me, she's like the more like enforcer of the group. I'm not sure why in my mind she is, but she's like the angriest one about it, like just going off. That it's like Hilary Duff being like, hold on, I have to pull over on the side of the road to read it. Like for some reason she's driving and she wants to like pull off the road.
He also, I don't know why I was expecting it to be like an article that I had to save like a half hour for to read. It was like 5 paragraphs. I was like, what was, I don't
Yeah,
know
when
why I
it
was
first got
expecting.
sent to when it first got sent to me, I, like, assumed it was a super long article, so I also didn't read it for a while, and then, like, when I looked through it quickly, I was like, "Oh, this is,
Yeah.
like, nothing." Same thing on her blog. Her blog post is, like, 3 paragraphs. I'm like, "What?" Anyway, like, again, let's bring this energy, let's keep it going, let's write
Please.
articles about a blog post that meant nothing. And again, this is allegedly in the news. This is just a quick breakdown of what's going on. If you want us to cover this topic more in depth, I honestly don't think we really can. If because it is so bizarre. But, there's a lot of charts. Megan Trainor's chart, Mandy Moore's chart, Hilary Duff's chart. I would love to get the chart for the photos of when she got engaged. I think her first
Oh, yeah.
husband, when she
Blowing him
then,
on the
like
deck.
yeah, and everyone discovered it, and I was like, "Wow, honestly, she's a real one." So, good for her. But anyway, Elise isn't here, but let's pretend I'm Elise,
I'm Dana.
and I'm Sarah, and this is Allegedly Astrology.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.